Hey guys, welcome to week 9 of the Pokemon Premier League, and this week we're facing the Tottenham Hotspur, led by Jack, also known as the Dawn Fanatic. Now in this battle, it's sort of a high stakes game. I don't want to end up lower on the low side of the leaderboard, so I have to make sure that I at least win these last 3 games, or at least make their outcomes so low and not make the differential large, because then my ranking is gonna go down, or my league placement's gonna go down. But now we're gonna go look at my team, and I'm actually gonna check out my team right here, not those guys. We have UMAD the Scizor. He's got 248 HP, 252 attack, and 8 defense. I ran this set because I wanted to take at least a couple of special attacks in case I take 1 HP fire from a Cresselia. Without the HP, I don't take it at all. I can take a Side Shock or 2, and even a Shadow Ball from a Alakazam in case that happens. Swords Dance definitely there, so I can, get some power built up, because I really don't have anything to take out the Cresselia, and Cresselia is a bit of a problem for my team since I have not a lot of stuff to handle it. But Bullet Punch there, of course, it's the best move to have on Scizor. Bug Bite, if I get a Swords Dance up, I'm able to, I believe, almost one-shot the Cresselia, and then we have U-turn for Pivot. Pivot is definitely going to come in handy because I'm going to need to predict what he's going to be bringing in and what he's not going to be bringing in. Now I have Mr. Moist, who was debuted last week but was not able to do anything. So Mr. Moist is Naive Nature with Protean and a Choice Scarf with U-turn, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump. He's 252 speed, 252 special attack, and 4 attack, just so I can get some U-turn damage on. Next we have Moisturizer the Goodra. Calm, Gooey, Assault Vested. I should probably have run something like Sap Sipper in case he decides to bring anything like the Tangrowth that he has. It's just, it could be a problem for my team. Tangrowth is bulky as all hell, so this would have been a lot better if he decides to go for like Giga Drains on it. But he's 252 HP, 252 special defense, and 4 in special attack. He's also got Earthquake to take on the Empoleon, because that is a definite switch in if it's Calm Nature, and that'll give him chances to set up Stealth Rocks and set up the or get rid of mine by going for a defog or something. Next we have Remember Me the Mamoswine with Adamant, Thick Fat, Focus Sash. Of course he's a standard lead Mamoswine, 252 attack, 252 speed, and 4 HP. Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Icicle Spear, and Earthquake. This is really the only thing I have for Raikou. Raikou and Terrakion, it depends, because Scizor can handle the Terrakion. I can definitely handle Terrakion with Scizor. So in that case, I would have to save this thing for the Raikou, because I have literally nothing for Raikou. I mean, Goodra can wall it a bit, but Earthquake isn't going to be doing too much, and if he's like sub-Calm Mind Raikou, that's going to hurt a lot. Now we have our newest member, Costello the Honchkrow. He's got 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 in speed. The Adamant, Moxie, Life Orb Nature with Sucker Punch, Brave Bird, Superpower, and Pursuit. Sucker Punch, of course, I'm gonna need it in case he's like a full-out offensive Alakazam. This Honchkrow also takes on his, I believe I 2-shot the Tangrowth if he's physically defensive. If not, yeah, but Tangrowth has Rock Slide, so that could also be a problem. And now our final member is Predictable the Thunderous. He's running a Naive Nature with 252 in speed, 252 in special attack, and 4 in attack. I'm running U-turn over Volt Switch because I don't remember if Raikou's Volt Absorb is legal. If it is, then well shit, I don't want him to swap that in on a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt. And then I have Thunder Wave to possibly paralyze sweepers, such as the Alakazam, the Terrakion, or even the, I can't even remember now. And then we have Focus Blast just for a hard-hitting not stab fighting move, but a hard-hitting fighting move. So now we're going to go to the recap of his team, and I'm going to explain probably what he's going to bring, so I will be right back. Alright guys, so I had to re-record this because I forgot to save the audio. So Jack, the Daunt Fanatic, his team's Tottenham Hotspur. He's got the Mega Alakazam, which is a problem because it's literally the fastest thing ever, 150 base speed, and I believe 175 special attack. Literally punches holes. If he gets a sub or even a Calm Mind up, I'm literally fucked, which is why I have my Frogadier, who can almost one-shot it if I go for the Dark Pulse. U-Turn does a decent amount too, but there's a low chance that Dark Pulse one-hit KOs the Mega Alakazam. Togekiss, definitely a problem. Fairy types, especially Prankster, Serene Grace, T-Wave, Flinch. It's bullshit. If Jack really wanted to, he could do that for the entire game. Empoleon's definitely coming because Empoleon is a specially defensive monster. It's his Stealth Rocker and his Defogger. I mean, Caracosta could also go for Stealth Rocks, and I believe Durant can as well, but Empoleon is definitely the better one in this situation. So Durant, I really don't know what Durant does. I believe it's usually Choice Banded or a Home Claw set. I believe there's also a Entrainment Klutz set because I think Durant gets that. Either way, I don't like Durant. It's scary. I don't really have much for it except for Goodra with Flamethrower, and that's pretty much it. Cresselia is definitely coming. It's a very bulky mon. I don't have a whole lot that one-shots it, and pretty much nothing I have can one-shot it unless I get like 2 Sword Stances up and go for a Bug Bite with my Scizor, which in that point he would probably have me dead from an HP Fire. Terrakion can do a number of things. He could be Choice Scarf, he could be Focus Sash, Stealth Rocks. He could also be a Sword Stance or even a Rock Polish set, which is also scary. It's not like I have anything to outspeed him anyways, except for Thunderous, and then I can't really do anything to him either way, unless it's a Focus Blast, and that's pretty much it. Raikou's definitely coming. It's easily one of the best things that can handle a rain team. If he decides to go Choice Specs, that's fine with me. I could easily take 1 Aura Sphere with my Mamoswine and eat it up because I'm Focus Sashed. If he's like Calm Mind, that would suck. Even Screens Raikou would be sad. Chandeler's probably not coming because of the rain team that I have. If he does bring Chandelure, predicting me not to bring rain, then awesome. But yeah. The Tangrowth can definitely come. It's a very bulky monster. It can hit a lot of things. It gets Rock Slide. It can destroy my Honchkrow. It can destroy my Thundurus. And that's definitely a problem. And then Caracosta, I don't really know what he'd do with that in that situation. I don't think it's going to be brought, but even then, I have prepared for it. You know, Thunderbolts. I'm sure a lot of my other moves, Earthquake, would do a lot of damage to it. And that's actually going to be where I end this part of the video. And you guys are going to see the battle in just a second. Alright, so now we're at the battle with Jack. So he's probably gonna lead off with, I believe he leads off with his Cresselia here. And I'm just gonna lead with my Choice Scarf to Mr. Moist this way. If he led with the I would pretty much be able to outspeed and possibly kill anything except for maybe the Tangrowth on his team. So I'm just gonna U-turn out here because I can't really do too much to this Cresselia. I'm gonna go straight into my Scizor. Maybe that wasn't a good idea, but it was a decent play. However, he goes for the T-Wave, which matters and doesn't matter at the same time. Cresselia still outsped my Scizor because I had no speed investments. And this burn is actually misgen. He planned to be a trick Flame Orb, and he took Trick off last minute. And unfortunately, I went for Bug Bite here, which could have possibly killed with Burn. But it doesn't because I get paralyzed. So I swap out straight up into my predictable the Thunderous. Oh, by the way, there are 3 plays in this game that could have put Jack... it could have put the match in Jack's favor. And I don't know why he didn't do them. It's what I would have done. I go straight up for the U-turn here, and I'm going to go straight into my Goodra, I believe, because I think I hits the best. Yes, I go into Moisturizer the Goodra here. And so far, it's just me trying to battle against this fucking Great Wall. So he goes for the Side Shock, predicting me to go into Goodra. And the Burn here is going to do decent damage. And I'm going to go straight up for the Dragon Pulse. I almost predicted him to go into Empoleon, but I didn't want to play as risky this early in the game. So I go straight up for the Dragon Pulse, and since it is resisted and Empoleon's a specially defensive monster, he stops me cold in my tracks. So yeah. Let's see. He has leftovers. I go straight up for the Earthquake. Like I said earlier, the Earthquake's there just for Empoleon because I know he'd want to swap this thing in here. And he goes for Scald Burns here. I don't know if he had Ice Beam or what's on this thing. I'm assuming he probably had Scald, Stealth Rocks, Defog, and something else, but he should have gone for Ice Beam. It probably would have been better. Here I go for the Thunderbolt, I believe, because I predict him to swap out. And he goes straight up in the crest, and I didn't want to go for an Earthquake to try, eat up that. Here's where his first misplay is. He should have gone, after this, he should have straight up Moonlight, because he knows he outspeeds me. But he goes for the Psyshock. I was really confused about this. I thought he was going to go for the Moonlight, and I'm like, I don't complain, because he would have lived this Dragon Pulse anyways, even if he was slower than me. But he dies to the Burn here, which does matter a bit. The Misgen does matter later on, because he could have gone for a Moonlight again at this point. But now he brings in Spoonmon, the Mega Alakazam, and I am not about to let him set up a substitute, because I know it destroys my team. So I stay in with Goodra, go for Dragon Pulse on the off chance that he does go for a substitute. And in my luck, he does actually go for the substitute, which lets me know that he's probably sub Calm Mind, Side Strike, and probably Dazzling Gleam or something like that. So I get rid of his sub here, which is perfect for me. He goes for the Side Shock, and it's going to take out my Goodra, which does suck because Goodra was there for the Tangrowth, but I do have Honchkrow for it. So I'm going to bring in my Choice Scarf to Mr. Moist here to scare him out, and he knows I am Choice Scarf, so he goes straight up into his Empro, which is awesome. For me, I was hoping it'd kill here. Fortunately, it doesn't. And me being the idiot that I am, I actually think about him going into Terrakion. But he does go into Terrakion, so he gets his justified boost here because I just didn't want to swap out. So he gets his justified boost, and I realize my only way to not get swept here is if he gets greedy and I'm able to bring in my Scizor and live any hit. Barring I don't get paralyzed, the Bullet Punch will kill from here. If he had gone for like a Stone Edge or a close combat, I would have been dead here. But luckily he goes for the Rock Polish, and I don't think he had Quick Attack or anything. I don't know if it would have killed, but I go straight up for the Bullet Punch, and Scizor is able to prevent Terrakion from sweeping me, which would have been a total problem. I could have, if he did kill Scizor right off the bat, I could have gone into my Frogadier and outsped and gone for a Hydro Pump. It probably would have killed then. He goes for the Extra Sensory with his Raikou here. And even though it's 4 times resisted, he is Choice Specs, and Scizor does not have the best special defense around. So he's able to kill my Scizor there. I bring in Mamoswine. I am actually Focus Sash, and I realize my Sash gets broken here. I didn't know he used choice specs at this point. So I try and bluff the Scarf, and he stays in, and luckily the extra sensory doesn't flinch, and it doesn't kill me. So I'm able to take out his Raikou here, which is perfect. It's amazing for me because that is terrible. Now he's going to bring in the Mega Alakazam and trace my Thick Fat. I thought about going for the Ice Shard here, but I was afraid he would go for the Substitute, and I didn't know if Ice Shard would have been enough to kill him with the Substitute, so he just takes me out. And I'm gonna bring in Mr. Moist. And Mr. Moist does scare this thing out pretty much. He knows I'm Choice Scarfed, he knows I have this thing specifically for Mega Alakazam. So he's gonna swap out and sack off his Empoleon here, which is the best play he could have gone for. And it's gonna take out the Empoleon. God, Frogadier is such a... He's way underrated, but you use him correctly and he does work. He brings in George Bush, the Tangrowth here, which fine. I swap into my predictable, knowing that I need Honchkrow to die here. I mean, I need Honchkrow to kill this thing. He goes for the Rock Slide, and it almost kills me. It almost kills me. It definitely almost kills me. I don't know why I didn't go for a Thunderbolt or a Dark Pulse. I believe U-Turn did the most, so that's why I went for the U-Turn here. Probably was a really bad play because he could have gone for a Rock Slide again and taken out my Honchkrow. Well, there was a chance. I'm max HP, so there was a chance he would take me out after Stealth Rocks. But he actually goes for the knockoff, and I think he was fearing my Frogadier to come in here. So I guess it was the better... It was a misprediction on both our parts. And, I go straight up for the Brave Bird. I was fearing it wouldn't kill if he was fully defensive, which it probably wouldn't have. But he turned out not to be fully invested in physical defense. Now, here is where a bit of random stall comes in. He knows that the only way he can win is by going for a Substitute. I know that he has Substitute, so I'm not going for Sucker Punch. At this point, I could have gone for Pursuit here, and I believe it would have taken out the sub. But I wasn't thinking extremely clearly here. I was just fearing the Substitute. I wasn't doing damage calcs. I just wanted to win this game. I should have gone for Pursuits. It probably would have taken out the Substitute with my attack being sky high as it is. And it matters in the league format because I would be ahead of Slyro right now instead of tied with Slyro if I had, gone for the Pursuit instead of the Brave Birds. So he knows he's pretty much screwed here. I'm gonna keep going for Brave Bird. At this point, I could have gone for, the Pursuit and then Sucker Punched, and I would have won and preserved a 3-0. But I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm going to go down to Recoil, so he's not going to get a kill on his Alakazam from here. And he knows he's screwed after I bring in Mr. Moist because it is Choice Scarfed. And that's going to be GG. I'm actually going to leave Jack's channel in the description below. So if you guys want to go check him out, he's nearing 1K right now. I think he's at like 910, 920, somewhere around that. But GG Jack, thanks for playing me. I will see you later, man.